Welcome back. Forecast Focus. It was cold this morning.
Yes, we sleep through a lot of the cold.
We do. That's a good
working
thing.
the night shift, but it was the coldest morning in most locations that we've seen so far. The subject of tonight's Forecast Focus, I gave you a little warning about frost in some of the outlying areas, but here's a look at our morning lows across the region, and no readings below freezing, at least from our official reporting sites. 34 in Deer Park and 34 in Sandpoint, getting awfully close. The average date of the first frost, by the way, in Spokane is October 5th. So that would be about a month early for Spokane, but many of the outlying areas definitely did experience it. And I asked some of our viewers to let me know if you got down below freezing, and we did hear from some folks. Chewelah getting down to 31 degrees this morning. Also in Blanchard Valley getting down to 29. And let me get the name on this. I wrote it down and I forgot to bring it with me. That was from Orrin Moses, and he says that he had a light frost back at the end of August that caused some problems, but he feels that his garden is done after this one. And Susan Smith, she lives a mile from Farragut State Park, got down to 29 degrees this morning as well. Had some ice on the bird bath and covered the tomatoes, and she feels like the garden is going to be doing well. So those outlying areas definitely more prone to frost, and we could have a few nights where we'll be getting close in the forecast. Meanwhile, 68 right now in Spokane, 66 in Coeur d'Alene. We have clouds and showers coming in overnight, so lows around the region will be in the 40s, should stay out of the 30s, even in some of those valleys that are prone to an early frost. Here's a look at our Doppler radar, and we're already starting to see a little bit of wet weather creeping up through the Palouse, further to the south, some shower and thunderstorm activity to the east of Grangeville. Area of low pressure here is going to make its way to the north and east through the day tomorrow. The further east you go, eastern Washington, extreme eastern Washington and North Idaho, will be almost a day-long rain event with the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms. As you head west, more likely you're going to stay dry. Dry conditions tomorrow in Seattle and Portland, even in Yakima. Once you're into the Tri-Cities, the rain picks up, and boy, Moscow Pullman in that game tomorrow, that is prepare with a poncho and a coffee and all that good stuff. Taking a look at our national satellite and radar, we've got, oops, sorry, I skipped right over it. Here's our high temperatures across the nation today. We're starting to see some changes. It was a almost coast-to-coast heat wave, and now some of our cool air is making its way to the east. 71 today in Billings. We were in the 90s there earlier this week. 74 in Boise today, but we're still in the 90s in Kansas City, Oklahoma City. 95 today in Louisville. It was 90 in Washington, D.C., 94 degrees in Miami, and 96 in Dallas-Fort Worth. Here's a look at your 7-day outlook. Rain on Saturday, pretty much all day. 100% chance of rain. That high of 53, the coolest reading we've seen since late April. 64 on Sunday with partly cloudy skies. We're dry for Labor Day, too. On Sunday, we may have a mountain shower or two, especially in North Idaho. Then we're back into the 70s. That's going to feel nice. And then the heat is back for Thursday and Friday, back up into the mid-80s.